This story is about a terrible crime that happened on a lonely farm in Germany called Hinterkaifeck. It was in 1922, far away from the city, about 70 kilometers north of Munich, in a place called Bavaria. The farm was surrounded by thick woods, and the closest neighbors lived a few hundred yards away. It was built around 1863 and got its name. In this farm, 6 people lived, but sadly they were all killed. Andres Gruber, 63 years old, the man who owned the farm. Cazilia Gruber, 72 years old, Andres' wife. Victoria Gabriel, 35 years old, their daughter. She was a widow because her husband Carl Gabriel died in World War I in 1914. Cazilia Gabriel, 7 years old, Victoria's daughter, called Little Cazilia to tell her a part of her grandma. Joseph Gabriel, 2 years old, Victoria's son. Maria Baumgartner, 44 years old, a new maid who started working there on a day she died. The family had some secrets. People in this area whispered that Andres and Victoria had a wrong kind of relationship. In 1915, they got in trouble for it. Andres went to jail for a year, whereas Victoria for a month. Some wondered Joseph might be Andres' son, not just his grandson, which made the family unpopular in their small religious town. Before the killings, strange stuff happened that made the family nervous. In September 1921, the old maid, Francine Rieger, quit after 6 months. She said the farm was haunted because she heard footsteps and voices in the attic and felt like someone was watching her. Andres thought she was being silly and did not believe her. Whereas in March 1922, Andres found a newspaper in Munich on the farm. No one in the family bought it. When he asked neighbors, no one around got that paper. It was like something from outside left it there. A few days before, Andres saw footprints in the snow going from the woods to the farm's machine room, where the lock was broken. But there were no footprints going back, which was creepy, like someone came in and stayed. That same night, the family heard footsteps in the attic. Andres looked, but did not find anyone. Now note that one of the 2 house keys disappeared right before the murders. Andres did not tell the cops about any of this. Maybe he did not want 2 outsiders around, or maybe the farm was too far from here. These weird signs were like warning of what was coming, but unfortunately, no one even knew what was going to happen next with them. On March 31, 1922, in morning, the new maid, Maria Baumgartner, came to work. Her sister dropped off, and she did not know it would be her last day alive. Same day in the night between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m., when it was dark outside, someone killed all 6 people with a mattock, a big heavy farm tool like a pickaxe. They all were killed in a brutal way. In short, many of them were hit on their head, neck, and front face, more than 7 times to each. The killer peeled their bodies up and covered them with the hair to hide them. The way this all happened shows the killer knew the farm well and was not scared to stay around after. After the murder, the killer did not run away, meaning he stayed at the farm for 3 days, acting like everything was normal. He fed the cows, the family's dog, and took care of things like he lived there. He ate the family's food, the bread and meat from the kitchen. Also, he kept the fireplace going. When neighbors saw smoke coming out of the chimney, they think everything is normal. This is super creepy. It's like the killer was not worried about getting caught and wanted to keep the farm going for a while. But this thing did not go long. Soon people started to notice something was wrong. On April 3, little Cazilia did not go to school on Monday, whereas the family missed church on Sunday, April 2, which was odd for them. 2 coffee sellers knocked on April 1 but got no answer. And April 4, by Tuesday, neighbor got worried. A man named Lorenz with 2 other neighbors, Michael and Jacob, went to check. The farm was quiet except for the dog barking. They found the 4 bodies in the barn under the hay. Then they went inside and saw Maria and Joseph dead in their beds. Lorenz acted calm and had a key, maybe the missing one, which made people wonder about him later. But right then, lots of neighbors came over, walked around, cooked food in the kitchen, and moved stuff before the cops got there. This messed up crime scene big time. Cops came from nearby towns and Munich to investigate, but it was hard because neighbors had already touched everything, moved bodies and ruined clues. Also, they do not have good instrument to find evidence, but what the doctor found was shocking. On April 5, a doctor named Johann Baptist Amaler checked the bodies in the barn. He said all 6 died from the lots of hit to the head with the mattock. In 1923, when they tore down the farm, they found the bloody mattock in the barn, left with pen knife in the hair. But it was too late to learn anything from new. But the main question is, why did the killer did this? Even though the killer did not take a bunch of money that was in the house, so it wasn't about stealing. Since he stayed so long and did not rob anything, it seems like he had a personal reason to kill, but no one could figure out what it was. The cops talked to over 100 people over the years, but no one was caught. Some suspects. Lawrence Litton Bavo, the neighbor who found the bodies, people thought he might have been Victoria's boyfriend and maybe Joseph's real dad. He was fighting about child support and knew the farm well. He did not act surprised when he found the bodies and had the key, but there was no proof he did it. He sued people who blamed him and died in 1941. Carl Gabriel, Victoria's husband. Some wondered if he did not really die in the World War and came back to kill them, but record shows he died in 1914, so that's not true. Paul Mueller. Some modern writers think a German man who moved to US and did similar crimes would be the killer, but there was no evidence of it. In 2007, police students looked at the case with new ideas. They thought they know who did it, some close to the family with a personal reason, but they did not say the name because it's too old and the clues are completely gone. After this all incident in 1923, less than a year later, they tore down the farm, finding the mattock that did not help. They pull up a small memorial called Hinterkaifeck Stadt where the farm used to be. The 6 victims are buried in a cemetery in Weidhofen, but without their skulls. Because of the war, the Hinterkaifeck murders are full of scary and strange things. The weird signs before the brutal killing, the killers stay around like nothing happened, and no one knowing who did it. Because the crime scene got messed up, they didn't have good tools back then. The truth is completely lost forever. Even 100 years later, it's a mystery that makes us wonder what really happened at that lonely farm. Now if you love watching our videos, ensure to subscribe our channel so we can bring more videos for you. Without your support, my hard work is nothing. See you on the next video.